Atepu Kasakma Keperu here. Namaste, Haru Nefer. And today I want to talk to you real briefly about how to deal with difficult circumstances. Now, we're all going through life experiencing our own subjective experience, but one thing that we do have in common is the Geb aspect, and that is we're here on fourth dimensional plane, on Gaia, and there are going to be obstacles, there are going to be troubles. And actually in the I-Ching, there is a 38th and 39th hexagram, which means obstructions and obstacles. And the way it talks about dealing with them is to piecemeal them. Try and overcome them a piece at a time. But what I want to give you is a good formula for shifting your reality to a better circumstance, to a alternate parallel reality, one that's more conducive and aligns to your wishes. Now, the other day I was watching a video by this woman who had been saved, and she's now a Christian and she believes in Jesus Christ. And what she was talking about was like how every day now she used to be, prior to that, dealing with a lot of stress and anger issues, and now she's very happy and she's at peace, and she's never angry anymore. She's always happy, at peace. Well, let me explain something to you, how your physiology works, how your mental state works. You don't go from 0 to 10 like that. And if you do, that is a warning sign. No one is at a perpetual state of peace. Now, if you are a sage who has been reincarnated many, many times here, and you've come back to lead others to fifth dimensional ascension. But the reality is, the people that you see, these Christian ministers, these individuals claiming they've been saved or born again and we're at peace, are just full of shit, you know. And all it takes is one trigger to bring them back to the default programming, which is bringing back that anger, that frustration. What you want to do is achieve a certain baseline, but more importantly, you want to control the emotions. The emotions will come to you, but the goal is not to allow those to dictate your actions. They're going to visit you, but you will be able to step back objectively and look at the emotion as not part of you, who you are, which is consciousness. And you'll see people, as I said before, your ministers, even the Dalai Lama would talk about peace. Well, it's easy to be at peace when all your bills are paid and you're lazy and you just travel around the world during lectures. You have no obstructions, you have no problems. So therefore, you can talk about how great peace is in nirvana because you're not challenged by anything. And that's has to do with a lot of these ministers who the congregation gives millions of dollars to, and they have 2 or 3 homes and jet planes. And of course they're going to be happy. Of course they're going to preach how saved they are and how great Jesus is, where the majority don't live in that state. The majority are living in either middle income or poverty. So let's break this down, because I really want to talk to you about. I want to talk to you about how do you overcome difficult circumstances. The first thing you want to do, if something visits you and it upsets your peace and it's very disturbing, for like example, your mate yelling at you, a dog bites you, or you losing money, something that's going to cause you to have a very, very violent emotional reaction. There is a video I did on proper breathing techniques. All right, the first thing you want to do is immediately do that breathing technique. It is the 4-7-8 technique. Inhale 4, hold 7, exhale 8. You're always inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. The reason being is because when the emotion visits you, the first thing is a physiological reaction. Your muscles tense up and your breathing becomes more shallow. It doesn't become deep. So you need to attack it first from the physiological aspect to it. The next thing you want to do is to start visualizing, and this is where the magic comes in, the metaphysical aspect, is to start visualizing the ideal outcome to the situation. Now, I don't want you to dwell on this as I talk about in other videos, because you may not have time, you may be very busy, or you may not be in a situation where you can sit down and actually do a long meditation to visualize the perfect outcome, to shift your vibration to that parallel reality. This is going to be, as I talked before, micro steps, piecemealing it. So let's say, for example, I argue with my mate, I get really upset. Well, I'm going to be calm. I'm going to just step away from the situation, do my breathing. And then let's say if I have to get up and go to work, I'm going to go to work while I'm driving to work. I'm going to have a 5 or 10 second thought with a visualization, with an emotion of the perfect outcome. And that could be us by a beach, holding hands, looking at the sunrise. It doesn't have to last long. As I said before, you do your meditation states or you do your trance meditation, the goal there is to spend about 15 to 20 minutes in the meditative state. That'll help and benefit you. But in this aspect, it is the accumulation of the small pieces that will make up the whole, that will change the vibration that is within you, having that effect on the world, the holographic world that is externally out there, as we misinterpret as externally out there. So I may be driving. Be very careful. You don't want to do something like this. You don't want to go off into a deep daydream. But just have a quick picture of you two holding hands and in the sunlight, and that's it. You get to work. You're on the elevator. Have a 15-second imaginary dream. It's important to see vivid colors. It's important to feel the emotion. Now do this throughout the day and do this for long as it takes. What it's going to do is going to change the energy within you from the anger to a more pleasant state, along with the breathing, and then the vibrational frequency will start to change, and then you will shift to a parallel reality, as I said before, one that is more conducive to your belief system and what you want in life. So that is a technique. It's actually a very powerful technique. You just have to have patience with it. But remember, you have to do the physical with the metaphysical, combine those two, because you're not going to be able to just will yourself or think, be at peace, and you're going to be happy and smiling, everything's going to be rosy. No, you have to attack it from the Geb, or physical, emotional aspect. Remember, our ancient ancestors, the Kemetic people, when they had the iconography or the hieroglyphics or the Meduneta, always depicted the animal aspect to our nature, saying that there is, we have an analogous, or as an analogy, an animal aspect to us, an animal emotion that we have to subdue, which is the whole point of the story of Asara Set. When Haru had the battle Set, the animal aspect, and subdue it, you have to subdue your emotions, or else they'll get away with you. You can't give in to them, embellish them, nurture them. You can't do that. You have to enact what we call is your min eb, keeping your heart still. So when you go to the judgment scene with Ma'at, your heart will weigh lighter than the feather. So that is it for now. I hope you like this technique. Please put any questions you have in the description box. Also, basically, if you want to sign up for a consultation or a oracle reading, please do so in the link below and contribute to my Patreon campaign. And subscribe and share this video. Hit the subscribe link and share with friends and family, and let's get this revolution started. So until my next video, this is Kasakma Keparu and Amen Ra.